Hello and welcome to Nerdarchy for Nerds. All these fine nerds. We're going to be playing some Ether Skies, our very own system, the D666 system. It is a Ether or arcanapunk eldritch horror combo, and as always, the players, you can find them in the description below and find links to them. With that, let us jump into the game and get started. So, our recap: Haven floats like a cold promise, but down in the Deadlands, the city is a forgotten nightmare. The squad finally finished their tour of the experts, and the answers were darker than the sewer tunnel. Hammerhand Helga didn't just see metal in those ritual stakes, she saw a graveyard. It takes exactly 13 bodies to forge one of those blood iron spikes. With 4 stakes found at the scene, that's 52 souls ground down into iron. 52 people the city didn't even realize were gone. Then there was Lonnie, the scholar who has seen better days. He confirmed the worst. The murder of Sergeant Higgins wasn't just a crime, it was a prototype. The 13 shots and the 13 strands of fungal rope are part of a dark geometry. It's all designed to turn a corpse into an into an anchor for something from the first age, something that hasn't walked the world in generations. But the cult isn't waiting for you to catch up. While you were chasing leads, they were chasing witnesses. Ra came running to you, his heterochromia eyes wide with terror that cookies couldn't fix. He watched the 4 robed shadows and a man in a wide brimmed hat that people are calling the preacher drag Jeremiah into the dark. They didn't just take a sailor, they took the only witness brave enough to talk. Snaggle didn't wait for a warrant. He spotted a spy in the alley and ended the conversation with a leap and a claw, leaving a cultist dead in the dirt. The message is clear. The cult is moving toward the works, the mechanical heart that keeps the city in the air. They have the prisoner, they have the ironbound book, and they have a head start. Jeremiah is screaming somewhere in the deep tunnels. The question is, can you find him before he becomes the next crowning achievement? So we left off just outside of the precinct 31, where Raul chased you down, or tracked you down, I should say, and told you his story. And that is when Snaggle realized you were being observed. So apparently, Raul was probably followed, but Snaggle wasted no time. Is now standing over top of an eyeless corpse.
And you see, he's just like he's like his maw is like scrunched like a growling dog, and his teeth are like still kind of like dripping a little bit, like salivating, and he like turns around like hunched almost in a feral way, and he's like,
"Was cultist? He's one that scared Raul."
Raul is looking at you very different than he's looked at you in the past, and he looks a little pale.
And like immediately, just like the snarl vanishes, and he looks very sad, and like his eyes get really big, and he looks at Raul, and then kind of like skitters away, almost in shame, and like goes through like a vent or something to get into our precinct.
Is there anything on the? Is there anything on this guy?
Track you? All right, I'll give you in a second. His eyes track you as you kind of move away, and he seems fixated upon your hands that are dripping crimson. Searching the body. All right, so he's got a dagger. Long broad bladed dagger on him. A pouch with a couple of chits in it, and he is wearing a large, thick iron chain with a medallion hanging from it, and it's shaped like a coin. And on the front of it is 13 stars surrounding a maw, wide open and toothy.
Is there anything on the back of the coin?
It looks like a constellation you've never seen before.
So knowing what Seraphine knows about astrology and that kind of stuff, I'll show her the constellation and ask her if she's seen this before.
Do I need to roll? Yes. Can you hear me?
No, you do not need to roll for
Okay.
that. Because you have never seen that constellation before.
Okay. I will relay that.
That is quite peculiar. I mean, obviously, this person is connected to whatever else is going on. The 13 stars around the wall. That it's got to be connected to this rite that was done. Coincidences are just too crazy for it to not be. I will. I'll keep the medallion. I'll even put it in my book, with the current page of writing that I'm working on. Do you have any symbols or tattoos on his body?
So as you're kind of like going through his robes and like revealing flesh, on the inside of his forearm, that same mark that's on the medallion is tattooed on one forearm, and the constellation is on the other. So just below the pit of the elbow.
So high enough that standard sleeves are going to cover it, and you really have to go looking for it. So quite peculiar. Excuse me. In these kind of situations, like you're somewhere like right outside the precinct. What do we do with the body? What is standard protocol here?
Yeah, so normally if you find a body, basically you would call the city and they would come dispose of it, and then the watch would then be called to investigate prior to that.
But we're the one that created the body. As screaming commandos, do we have like certain protocols that we're supposed to do when this shit happens?
I mean, in theory, but the police kind of get away with what they get away with, and it's no different here.
All right, well, I feel like we have to, report this and get this cleaned up.
Questions, because the Snaggle's reaction was a bit extreme.
Yeah, so Straggle, I think we need to keep someone here and go get this reported.
He already slunk off.
Oh.
I'll stay with the body while you guys go in.
I'm still gonna say that, expecting him to have been there.
Yeah.
And then when I look around and the kobold's not around, like, okay.
Rob points into the darkened alleyway.
Lucian is clearly a better composure than Ted today, but so I'll turn to Tate. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm gonna go get this reported in, and I'll head inside the precinct.
I'll go in with you. I'm going to hand you a list of all the inventory that I was writing down while you were going through all that. And I will motion for Raul to come with us. That way he's not outside.
Okay, yeah, he goes in with you, kind of like still a little shaken up. Well, he's no stranger to violence. That was definitely a bit extreme.
It was cold. It was fast. It was nasty. So I will come in and go, report, to senior officer, and I will deliver straight and dry facts. Cult operating. We've been observed. Straggle. Off them before we could question. Right outside the prison.
Wow.
There was also intent to kill because he had a knife and he was, following this young man.
This is very disturbing on several levels.
And Snaggle will just slink out from under a chair or something wherever he was hiding, and his snout is kind of droopy, but he looks up and there's confidence in his eyes, and he says,
Snaggle no apologizes. Cultist was evil.
Did you clean your hands?
No.
So the chief kind of looks at you a little askance, and I understand, Snaggle, but it would probably been way more useful for us to question the cultists before dealing with them. I mean, this is personal. They've taken our own, so I won't lose any sleep over this scumbag. But at the end of the day, we still have to do things and do them by the book.
Is no book about hurting children. If once hurt child, not worth question.
Well, we have to find the cult and stop them. We cannot question the dead. We cannot follow them back to their lair. They're already deceased.
One was stopped.
So I'll pull out the medallion and I will show the dude. Does the order have anything about this symbol? I'm not familiar with it, and it, based on the information we've gathered today, I seriously suspect that this cultist is linked to the murders, and that things are going to get worse, not better.
You're right. With that, Jezi, you feel a tugging at your skirts as Raul's trying to get your attention.
Yeah. What's wrong?
Seraphine, what about Jeremiah?
Oh, that's right, too. They took somebody else. So they're probably following this kid.
Probably. And then you hear like a exasperated sigh from by your hip once more. Are you
I mean-
going to get him back?
I think that's the plan.
Yes, we should prioritize that to make sure that he's not the next victim.
But we also have to make sure this one's okay too. Like, we can't just leave him, anywhere. He can't go back on the streets.
With tinge of disdain, the chief, Azile, you can leave him with me. You can stay here. And
He's also a key witness. Like, he's gave us information about a guy with a hat and certain crests, and if we find the guy, he could probably pick him up from a lineup. So we don't, we want to make sure he's okay.
Well, if these psychos are collecting people you've spoken to, then we need to make sure that he stays safe anyway. For now, he can just hang out here with me until you guys, till mostly contained returns, and then we'll figure out what the next step is for the young lad.
So I'll get all the information I can about where Jeremiah was last seen, where he was taken from, whatever information this guy's got. Try to collect the most crucial facts for the investigation as quickly as possible. Normally, Lucien would be like, "Oh, let's spend 45 minutes and try to, glean where the sun." No, he's looking to be like, "All right, if we need to move fast, let's do this quickly."
All right. So, as you know, the dead ends aren't just a place; they're a maze designed to swallow people whole. But before being left behind, Ra, still shaking, pointing a trembling finger in a general direction of the West Valve Junction, he says, "They drug them that way through the ends. They didn't come out. They went deeper in."
Well, then back to the dead ends we go.
So once you hit the dead ends, what is your plan?
We're gonna go right to the West End Junction that he had said. Gonna look for clues right there, and then I'm gonna head deeper in.
Okay. So
Hold as you please.
So normally, you couldn't get there from here, kind of, just the way the dead ends are set up. But you also know that you guys have found a way into the access tunnels below, into the sewer, into the subway where the trains run, and even deeper into the works itself. So you could return that way.
Sure, let's do it.
Rook, you are relieved by a pair of standard watch members that look none too thrilled.
Not too thrilled. I would assume that was relieved in time to go along with them, though.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, yeah. No, heading down with it.
All right, so as you guys drop down where this all kind of started for you, you find the air down here is changing and getting warmer than when you were here before, vibrating with a low rhythmic hum that matches the other-powered city above. In your head, you can imagine somewhere ahead, Jeremiah's curses are getting fainter and muffled by the thick, wet growth of fungus. You've got the lead shot, and you've got a trail. Who's leading the way into the dark?
Unless somebody else steps up, Lucien, bold as you please, stupid as you please, strides confidently in the direction we gotta go.
Okay.
I might scout ahead if that's okay.
By all means.
Like sneakily. I want to be sneaky.
Yeah,
All right,
if Snaggle says like, "Hey, should I scout ahead?" Like, "Oh, great, that'll be wonderful job, Scraggle."
Snaggle, give me a awareness check and a precision check.
Okay. So awareness is. Let me look up my sheet. My awareness is 2 plus 6. That makes it an 8 for awareness. And then you said what else?
Precision, if you're hiding.
Precision. Precision is also 2. That is a 7 with doubles.
Okay.
Plus 2, so 9 with doubles.
Okay. Ends up being the same thing. Gain Aether. So how far ahead do you want to stay of everybody?
I feel like Snaggle would know this better than I would. Let's say about 2 minutes walk ahead. Like enough that people could get there by running pretty quickly, but like far enough ahead that like if there's danger, I can come report it back without risk of them hearing me reporting it back. If it's like sentient.
And how are you navigating through the dark tunnels?
I am navigating with my hooded lantern.
Okay. So, with your awareness check, you stumble upon a snail trail of that oily weeping substance that Helga had identified on the lead shop previously.
Mm-hmm.
Do you wear footwear?
No, I don't.
So you find it by stepping in it and kind of sliding ever so slightly. Give me a might check.
Might check. Okay. That is, double 4s. Plus 0. 8.
Okay. So you're going to gain 1 corruption from contacting the substance.
Oh.
And you'll gain another Aether because you said you rolled doubles, right?
Yep. Double 4s this time. First is double 3s and double 4s.
You're moving in the right direction.
Hey, I like it.
So you're able to follow this trail till you find a drag mark and a scrape of Jeremiah's naval coat that was snagged on a piece of rough stone.
Okay.
So I will take the coat piece and skitter back to Lucien.
And it's at a juncture, so it's like where you found it, so you're like, oh, they turned here.
Okay. So Snaggle will skitter back and tugs on Lucien's coat and then offers the coat piece and says,
Turn left ahead.
Ah, yes. Good find. Good find there, Snaggle.
No steps in snail trail of Gooby Goo.
Thank you. You're doing quite well as a scout.
Yes.
So I'll be on the lookout for the goo and walk around it and turn left at the junction.
Okay. You're also probably not barefoot, so it's helpful too.
Indeed, but there's no need to
But
step
also
in the
smart.
goo just to step in it.
As you approach, both Seraphe and Lucien, you feel like the air is vibrating with a sickly energy that you hadn't experienced before.
So it's just a feeling?
Yes. It's not. It is not that different than when you invoke your ethermancy powers, or sorry, when you use your psychic powers.
So would
That's
this
what it's tugging at
count?
for each of you.
Would this count as an object that could be checked out with sight beyond sight?
Yeah. Yeah. Give me a will roll.
I selected this as the last level up. Oh damn, that's a high roll. That's will. Will is so I had a +1 forward from last time. I've got doubles. I'm showing Aether. And why am I taking so long? That's a 14.
All right. So, critical success, you gain 2 talent. Ether shown, so you gain an ether.
Aether. Give me 2 talent. And then that allows me to gain 3 true answers. So what is the cause of this ether surge?
Okay, so the thrum of energy that you're feeling, you know, when you open up your mind to the ether in the air, it reveals that it is connected to the fungus that you found before. The energy seems to be coming from that, and from it, its expanding network.
Is it natural, or is this created?
It is not natural to hear.
Any other questions, guys, you can think of?
That fungus is right here, right? Like it's along the walls or such.
It is. Not.
I want to know if it's flammable.
The thing is ether reactive? I wouldn't necessarily think it's would be a good idea to go ahead and light it on fire, especially if it's a large amount of this stuff. We'd kind of create a problem, especially if we're moving underground. We might.
Okay. So we need
burn
to do
our
some
air away.
tests. We need to do some tests when we get above ground. That way we know how to get rid of it.
So I'll be vague. Is this energy dangerous?
Yes.
Great.
It feels, because it feels very much like ether that you're used to using, which is dangerous in and of itself. But this is tainted in some way. It has a malice to it.
Now, have I interacted with different ethereal emotions? Like, is that normal, or is this an oddity?
I'll let you decide if you've interacted with different ethermantic emanations. But for the most part, ether itself it's a force of nature. It is not good or bad. It just is, but also,
Right.
But in the sense of like a wild animal.
Okay. So I would say, like, because, like, he cares about ether and has, studied and taught related to it. I imagine he's like sought out different things, but he's tried to find more positive angle of things. Like there's already enough negativity, so why go looking for the darker side? So this is kind of like the first real exposure to that. Uh, conceptually he's aware of it, but feeling it, it's like that cold shiver down your spine. It's just like we must be, yeah.
And I was just gonna say, like, you've experienced different sources of Aether, right? And but at the end of the day, it's like the difference between encountering, a stallion in the wild, a lion, like they're all just forces of nature in its own way.
Sure.
Where this has been changed. This is different.
Right. We must be weary of the energies in here. Just be on your guard.
So Bobby has a thought. I don't think Snaggle would realistically have this thought, but
sure, go ahead and share.
Voice it because maybe one of you guys would do it instead. So my
Table talks about.
My thought is they might be natural, but not to like the islands. Like, could these be natural to the surface world below?
I think it's more along the lines of it's natural where the eldritch things are from.
Oh, so this is like upside down plants.
That's my speculation as Ted, because he says it's not from here, because the islands were raised up from the surface. So while some shit has happened on the surface, it's still connected. So I don't know whether I would say it's from there, but It could definitely be from elsewhere.
Well, and didn't Haven reappear? So what if the cult were with Haven when it disappeared, and the constellation is from that place, and then the spores came with too?
That would make a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Didn't one of the experts last time we were say something like that? Like, that's...
Well, they didn't know if people came back or whatnot.
What is known is that Haven didn't become invisible. It went somewhere and had returned. So wherever it was, is what could have possibly infested this place with, these fungus and these thoughts. And maybe not every single person that's currently in the cult, was on Haven when it disappeared. But it is entirely possible that there are some that had gone with or had come back with, and then recruited from people who moved in.
So, as far as the lore and the world, you guys would know that, the cities were openly at war. In this war, Haven, they believed, was knocked from the sky, but then it reappears. And clearly, it didn't plummet to the ground because it would have been smashed.
Right.
And then, when it reappeared, there was this gloomy curtain that surrounded it, and no one that went there came back until finally the city was liberated and the curtain and gloom was banished. But the city is pretty much newly occupied at this point. It's only been 25 years since it was liberated.
So Bobby has one more thought. Once again, I don't think Snaggle makes sense to have these thoughts. But do these plants have the characteristics of growing in like a mirror dimension, but like on the island, right? Because like, you know, altitude affects plants, right? Like they're going to be denser, they're going to have smaller leaves, they're going to have like thicker stems, that kind of stuff if they're at a higher altitude. So do these plants that come from this other place, are they adapted to being at a high altitude?
I would imagine all of the plants that are growing here would have to be, just because they are growing.
But if these come from another dimension, right? Are they adapted to living high up, like where we are now, or is that not like is like them being at a high altitude affecting them or forcing mutations? I don't know. There's any number of things that could happen. I'm just, once again, Bobby thoughts, not Snaggle thoughts. But we have enough intellectuals in the party. I feel like it's justified to voice it because you guys are like really intelligent.
So, I mean, I imagine there's just a brief discussion, but you know, we can't tarry long. So I would imagine that, you know, quickly would be like, we gotta continue on.
Well, I mean, that's fine. When you guys do out of game stuff, time stops. So
Sure.
But yeah, so you can kind of feel the direction, the pull of that energy, and kind of gives you an idea where it's coming from. Which, as far as you can tell, is the last known direction that they drug Jeremiah.
Yeah. So I imagine we continue our pace, trying to, you know, get there quickly.
I feel like I should clarify, the reason my head went there was because with Lucian being an intellectual, I feel like he might notice if they weren't, because like, you know, if they weren't adapted to this area, because that would tell us pretty definitively that like they don't belong here, right? Or they maybe haven't been here long enough to adapt. That's where my brain was, just clarifying.
Sure.
Without Aether to draw upon, you would probably be able, he might be able to tell, or an expert might be able to tell, but because they're being fed by the Aether and they seem to be drawing on it, it's hard to say whether, you know, this would be a natural place for this type of fauna or flora, or if it's just bolstered by the Aether, so it doesn't make a difference.
Okay, gotcha.
So how are you guys proceeding? Lucian has urged you to get
So he would look back to Snaggle, which he would incorrectly call, you know, Storgle or something along those lines. You know, once you go back to scouting, we'll heed your warnings. We'll go to the left. Continue on. We gotta find Jeremiah.
Okay. I would like to scout stealthily, please.
Okay, so you continue scouting. As you push deeper into the dripping dark, near the old steam vent, you aren't alone. From a cluster of oversized rusted pipes, 3 pairs of eyes watch you. A older woman steps out, a heavy wrench in one hand, and her daughter is clutching her skirts. She's not looking at you, she's looking past you down the tunnel towards your companions. She calls out, Who's there?
Oh.
Is she responding to Snaggle or to
No,
us?
she looks past him because he was hiding.
We're looking for Jeremiah.
Jeremiah? I don't know any Jeremiahs.
I'll describe him as best a description as I have.
All right. So what you see before you is a middle-aged human woman with skin that seems to be permanently stained gray from soot, and a necklace made of rusted ether filters that she wears around her neck. Then there is a teenager who who's wearing oversized goggles and seems to be, standing off to one side of this woman, and they look like they're ready to dart in any given direction at any time. And then there is a young girl, maybe 5'6", that is kind of like peering around. This is probably her mother's hip, and she's making only probably Snaggle hears it, but she's making soft sounds. It sounds like machinery. Clicking of cogs, the hiss of pipes, just kind of like random noises, but they all seem like things you would hear from machinery or industrial area.
The teenager is like mimicking.
No, the little girl.
So the little girl is mimicking machine noises.
Yes. You probably don't hear it but Snaggle does.
Sure. I'm just I as Ted is trying to understand.
Gotcha.
Snaggle will actually like kind of skitter behind them and like get Rook's attention, and then like kind of scurry up him to like be able to be at ear level to whisper, and he will tell Rook about that.
Oh, she's just mimicking the noises. She's not making the noises. Like, are the noises coming from her, or she's just kind of like mouthing them? Like,
she's mouthing them. Yeah. She's
okay.
It's not like she's not a machine making machine noises. She's a child mimicking, something she's probably heard. As you're getting ready to do that, Snaggle, give me a precision check to stealthily sneak past the family and back to your companions.
Okay. 6, 2, 1. So that is 8 plus precision. My precision is 2, so that's 10.
Oh yeah, easily. You're on the back of Rook right now, whispering sweet nothings into his ear.
So I'll approach cautiously. I'll have my hands up, showing I don't have any weapons on me. Look, ma'am, we're looking into the disappearance of the person in question. Have you seen anything? Did you see anyone carried or dragged through here?
She looks at you suspiciously. I don't know what the watch is about, especially down here. We came down here to find some solitude and maybe a little bit safer than the dead ends.
Don't mean to.
Just gonna take my kids and keep moving.
Don't mean to disturb your solitude. Just trying to find an individual, and I'll just kind of give a nod to them, and I'll just keep walking.
What are the rest?
I'm gonna like kind of crouch down to get like eye level with the little girl,
Okay.
and then my one non-eye is because it kind of glows. Is just gonna like blink out and blink back on as I kind of make machine noises. You know, I make machine noises. I'm just gonna mouth them at her. Just kind of be a little silly with her, maybe to ease the tension since there seems to be a lot from the mom.
Yeah. So I mean, as they approach and they're kind of going by, you do that. Like the mom gets kind of even more on edge, and you see her knuckles tighten and whiten a little bit as she grips the wrench a little bit harder. The older teen kind of is dancing off, along the side of the tunnel, basically skirting the wall as he's trying to get past. But the little girl stops, and her eyes widen a little bit in a little bit of astonishment and curiosity. While there are other clockwork rats in the city, there's not a lot of them, and maybe none that quite look like you. And she starts making the sounds excitedly back at you.
Give her a little smile and stand up and continue on my way.
And yeah, the mom, as you're standing up, turns and says, "You shouldn't make fun of her. It's not her fault."
Oh, ma'am, I'm not making fun of her. I thought it was kind of cute she's making the noises.
Well, that's all she does anymore, is make those noises.
She can always stop. I can't.
I guess you have a point there, and I don't know that she can. I don't know. We've all seen stuff that we probably wish we hadn't.
The world's rough out there. If it keeps her contained, then,
And
sometimes
then,
it's the little things that mostly contain us around here.
the little girl looks back and forth from you and the back of Lucian, and then she starts this like sickly humming. It doesn't sound like the other noises she was making. It doesn't sound like she's mimicking machinery anymore. What is Snaggle and Seraphe doing?
I'm just kind of staring at the kid.
I'm gonna
Like she
go
went
back to
from-
scouting.
Being a little robot to humming.
All right, so Snaggle's going back to scouting. You guys kind of just let them go by,
Absolutely.
and they kind of vanish into the darkness. Give me an awareness check, Snaggle.
Okay, that's +2 for me. Ooh, double fives. So that is. I've got lots of doubles. Yeah, I know. It's like they just keep going up one by one. So that is 12.
Okay.
Nice.
You actually hear something in the distance. And it sounds like it's getting quieter as something is passing in front of the noise, like obstructing it.
Oh. Okay. Like something soft is passing in front of it to obstruct, like muffling it, or.
Well, I mean, it's hard to say, like, if it's soft or not, but something is like directly in the path of the sound.
Okay. Is it like a mechanical sound or is it like an organic sound?
No, the sound is if you think you heard someone like trying to scream through like a gag or something.
Oh, okay. I want to try to follow that if I can.
Okay. So just at your peripheral, as you kind of like turn down another access tunnel, you see like a large, almost vault-like looking door is like closing.
I want to try to jump in because I am really dumb. But I will intentionally drop my Magellan when I do.
Okay.
I'm going to drop Magellan and then I'm going to just book it.
You want to drop Magellan where you're at now? Or
Yes.
what are you trying to accomplish?
I want to leave a trail for them to follow to know where I went.
Okay.
Because I know at least Lucian has seen Magellan and knows what he looks like.
Okay. So you guys come to an intersection and Snaggle is nowhere in sight. You kind of feel the general emanations of the vibes that have been coming at you. And off just slightly down one of the corridors, you see something glimmering in the lamplight, and it is a dagger.
So I'll investigate the dagger, and when I realize that
once the light gets on, you immediately know it's Snaggle's dagger.
Yeah. So I will pick up. Straggle left this as a clue, so I will pocket it and continue on.
All right. Snaggle, you round the final rusted bend of the West Valve Junction, just as the heavy iron hatch of the old steam vent is swinging shut. You catch the door with a metallic clang before the deadbolt clicks. Inside, the air is thick with ozone and the wet, earthy smell of the fungus.
Ooh, oh, I knew this was a bad idea, but I'm here for it.
Jeremiah is strapped to a chair of by blood alloyed chains. His face is purple with rage as his mouth is stuffed with a fungal gag. There are 13 robed figures are mid-chant. Their backs are to you, and the preacher, the figure in the wide brim hat, is just beginning to unchain the iron-bound book. They didn't hear you over the hum of the turbine and chanting. The spotlight's on you. Snaggle mostly contained. You've got the drop on them. What do?
I want to steal the book.
You want to try and steal the book?
Okay. I want to steal the book.
So the setup in this room is a round circular chamber, with several of these they're large, almost like vault-like doors. There's 4 of them,
Okay.
and 3 of them are shut, except for the one you just came through, which you got through just before it closed. There is the fungus that's on the wall, and it's glowing brighter than you've seen it before. And also, there must be some up in the shaft above where Jeremiah is seated, because you can hear the turbine, the vent turning from there, and it's making the light in here kind of flicker, oddly, just above the hole where the vent is, because there's probably fungus there, but it's some of the light's getting blocked as the blades from the turbine turn.
Mm-hmm.
And you would like to try and steal the book.
I want to try to steal the book.
Okay.
Because I think that that's probably the most important thing to whatever they're trying to do to Jeremiah. So, and I'm literally like, in this moment, there's like this brief flash in his memory of a time when he was in the bazaar and there was this person holding a large sourdough loaf, and he's just picturing the book as if it's a sourdough loaf.
All right. So as you begin to proceed to try and get a hold of the book, the rest of mostly contained. As you're moving down, you see this large vault-like door closing, or close just as you guys are just about to it.
Is it like closed and sealed, or is it like something that's like pushed closed?
By looking at it, it would be hard to tell.
But like, is there a way to open it from our side, or is it something that was being pushed closed and there's no mechanisms from our side?
No, there's definitely a mechanism from this side, almost like a vault with a combination.
Okay. Oh.
Snaggle. Yeah, this is probably not great for you to be in here, but you're gonna have to give me a will check as the chanting is getting to you. If we're using the moves, it'd be resist the tides. What is your hold your bearings thing you're looking at? Mm-hmm. Yeah, so that'd be more like when you're making a grit check. Yes.
Again.
Okay. You feel the energy that Seraphe and Lucian have been feeling, but you feel it in an unrestrained and very violating way, as if the chanting is happening in the very core of your being, in your soul. You got success with consequences with double, so your Aether goes up again. Yeah, but once your bar fills up, let me know. And then
we'll see. We'll see how much sanity you get to lose.
But you just gained 6 corruption from the chanting.
I got 6 corruption.
What does that
I
cost you
hit
to
my
do?
max and go back through again.
Okay, so reset it at whatever the excess is.
Okay.
Good news. Add 1 talent.
Okay.
And now I need you to give me a resist check. I'll actually let you use will or might for this.
Will or might. I actually prefer will for this.
Okay.
So, double 3s this time for 8 plus 1, so 9.
All right.
I'm getting lots of consequences today.
All right, so again, your Aether goes up.
Oh, we're going the wrong way. We're back to 3s.
We're back to
Okay.
3s. And you gain the talent.
Ooh. Okay.
Well, it's the same one
Oh, it's the same one. Okay.
from popping the meter.
Okay, got you.
And because you succeeded with consequences on the check, you can either take an insanity or you can take a wound.
I think I would rather take a wound.
Oh,
So I have a wound. Not great, Jan.
And because you popped your corruption meter, I get to invoke a hard move upon you. But with that, give me your precision check.
Okay. Precision check. Oh wow, I have Aether and talent? Is that the green one? Showing.
Yep.
And so I got doubles, and the red is a 1.
Okay.
so you crit.
This is wild. This is wild.
So you are very sneaky. So you're going to gain 3 talent.
Plus 2, so that's 14.
Yeah, you're going to gain 3 talent.
Okay.
One for the doubles, one for the crit, and one for the symbol showing.
Oh gosh.
And then 1 Aether, right?
Okay, I'm
so-
at max Aether now.
Oh, awesome. Give me.
This is popping off.
So again, your talent goes up.
Oh my gosh, this is wild.
By
This
1.
is nuts, guys. Talk about chain reactions.
Your Aether resets.
It is a pun because our friend is tied up, by the way.
Yeah. You're going to get to invoke a. You're going to get to invoke a sacrifice move.
Okay.
But before that, we're going to need another resist check.
Oh. Okay. These dice are hot. Let's go. 4 and 3. That's 7 plus. What am I adding? Will?
Mm-hmm.
So that's 8.
Okay. So again, you can take an insanity or a wound.
Take an insanity or a wound. I will take a wound. And so I'm really hurting from this. And I would like to give, I think the most likely person to get through that door is Rook. So, am I supposed to give I'm going to do my sacrifice move. I'm going to give Rook a +1 forward, and I'll take a -1.
Okay. So, as you sneak up to the preacher, completely undetected by anyone, but in the meantime, you're also being kind of rocked by everything that's going on in here at the same time. But you are a highly skilled, trained professional, even though may not seem like it at times. As you grab the book that he's unchaining, the loose chains go in 2 different directions. They're still attached to the book, right?
Okay.
One direction is it begins wrapping around your hands that are grabbing for the book, and the other is it wraps around the left leather gauntleted arm of the preacher.
Okay.
And when that happens, he looks down in your direction with glowing eyes that kind of are very much similar to the veins that you've seen in the rats and the fungus. and it looks directly into your eyes. Oh, you're a sneaky little thief, aren't you?
Okay. Can I make a roll to see what, like, how... I know what I want to do, but I don't know how it would turn out, and I want to, like, roll to narrate, basically, how it would happen. Is that allowed, or do you want me to tell you what I'm doing?
I mean, either way, that's fine.
Okay, so... Okay, I did well, so I think whatever happens, I got a 10 plus 0 for might, but I'm gonna go, nah! As loud as I can, and then bite the guy.
Okay. So actually, I've kind of been thinking things and looking at some different things. You're attacking with your natural weapons. They're light. You can use precision if you want.
Oh, bet. Then that's actually a 12.
Okay. All right. So you bite him.
No,
like kind of reaching over the book.
And I scream. So they hear me scream and then chomp.
As you bite down, like you got his hand in your maw, but it does not pierce his flesh.
I was about to ask, can I actually burn my talent to do piercing?
You can.
Yeah, I want to burn some of this talent up for my knife in the dark, so I get penetrating damage.
Okay. Well, is it penetrating with a number or just?
Sorry, I gotta find the right one. It says, you're trained to be lethal once per scene before you use engaged threat. Roll talent plus Aether plus precision. And then 1 to 6, minus 1 forward, 7 to 9, minus 1 forward, but additional damage. 10 to 11, do 2 additional damage. 12 to 3, or 12 plus 3 additional damage. Burn 3 talent to make an attack penetrating for every 3 talent spent. So it doesn't say a number.
You have to burn talent to make it a penetrating attack.
Right. So I burned 3 talent.
Yes. Okay. So 3 talent makes it penetrating 1.
Okay. So I have penetrating 1. So I'm at least going to do 1 damage to this guy.
All right. So you're at 2. You rolled what would have been a 12, but you had a minus 1 forward, so
so it's 11.
To use your ability. So what does the ability give you? Is that extra 2 damage or 1?
Extra 2 damage.
Okay, so you're at 3, penetrating 1. So you just barely draw blood.
I mostly want to make a point and get my friends to come.
You guys hear the same scream.
Well,
that you
as soon as the door was closed, like I was going to be looking like, what do we have to do to get in there? Because we know that Snaggle's in there alone. That's not good.
I'm gonna roll up my sleeves, and I can actually see into the future and ask questions, and I want to try to ask the door combination.
Oh!
All right. Precog that shit.
This
Okay.
is so cool. Everything is popping off right now.
What is... Hold on, I just go see what it... Precog... Aether... Will... Plus will. Okay, cool. I figured it was plus will. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10. No doubles.
So that's a success. What does it say for your ability?
It says... peer into the future and garner true answers. Roll talent plus Aether plus will. 7 to 9, peer into the future and give 1 truth answer about a possible outcome. 10 to 11, peer into the future and gain 2 true answers.
Okay. So you can give 2 answers about
Mhm.
this door that you're precogging. So you want the combination? Basically,
Yep,
you kind
and
of,
what's behind it?
you see the figure that's been described wearing the wide brim hat, creepy yellow eyes, with the bound book. You see him and his acolytes dragging Jeremiah. You basically watch him open the door, so you know the combination, and then you see them go in, and then the door shutting.
Okay. I will relay that and make sure to tell them how many people I saw. Just as a warning.
Yeah, let's do this.
All right, who's opening the door?
I would also read off the combination to Lucian and Rook. So they can choose to do it or not.
I guess I'll open the door. But before I do, I go ahead and use my integrated arsenal to swap out to my greatsword, which is a heavy weapon. And just ready that up.
All right.
And I enter the code that Seraphine gives me.
As the doors swing, as the latch unclicks, the door swings inward. Each of you give me a will check or might.
Oh,
11.
oh. That's only a 7 for me. I'm rolled pretty shitty.
Yeah.
7's going to give you 6 corruption.
6 corruption. So what happens
Anyway, I
when
got
you
8,
fill that
sorry.
meter?
Well, first thing that happens is you get 1 talent. Then you can make a will or might check.
Come on, Ted, let those dice pop off. This is what happens when you do this.
All right. So that's going to be a 7 with doubles.
So you can take an insanity or a wound.
I'll take a wound.
You got double, so that's
Oh.
an effort.
Yep.
And,
So does my corruption rank go to 1?
Yes, it does. No, your corruption rank doesn't go to 1. Your meter just resets.
Oh, okay.
It would have went to 1 have you been an active corruption user. Well, you've yet to do that, so.
Okay. Well, I haven't really felt like anything has been like physically corruptive for me to tap into.
That is true. And then I get to invoke a dread move. Roll roll a d6 for me, Ted.
That would be a 6.
So 3 points of talent just drain from you as you're rattled by the sound.
I feel less inspired.
What did you get on your save? Your save, Rook.
I got an 8.
All right, so you also took 6. You still under 10?
No.
No. Okay.
Starting over.
All right. Oh, and your meters go to whatever the excess is, right? So.
Yep.
All right. So you gain a talent, same thing, and then we need a might or will check to resist.
Ooh. So let's see here. That's gain a talent 9 plus 11.
All right. You're good. You resist. So your mind and body is intact. Well, mostly contained. Before you is the tableau that I already described. They seem to be trying to perform some kind of ritual on Jeremiah. And Snaggle is kind of dangling from a book with chains wrapped around his one arm. The other, and the chains are then linked to the book, to the figure on the other side of it. And also Snaggle is biting him, hanging onto him by the wrist.
Do they look like they're doing any kind of damage to Jeremiah?
Well, he's gagged and like trying to like struggle, but he's chained to this chair, and
they're like chanting, right?
Yes.
Would Ethermantic defense offer anything to him?
Yeah,
like
you could have put it on him.
All right. So I will call forth Aether and try to wrap that around him as a barrier between what they're doing.
Oh, you want to do it to Jeremiah?
To Jeremiah.
Okay, I thought you were trying to help Snaggle. All right, roll it up.
All right, that is really good. Ethermantic defense is plus will. So that is a 13 with the talent die showing.
All right, so you get back one of your talent. And what does it say for a 13?
So with a 13, reduce incoming damage by 3.
Okay. So you've got a shield around him, a very strong.
I will call out to Rook, like, start taking these guys down.
Copy that. I'm going to go ahead and swing for the first one I see. I got doubles and 7.
Okay, double 7 is going to slice through one of these guys. He tries to pull up his dagger. He pulls out a dagger and tries to block as he sees you coming. And the blade is like slightly glowing. He stabs you for a wound, which is going to just deflect off your armor. But it kind of like tangles, you get tangled up in his robes, his dagger, and his body pretty much as you run him through. You have what's called a hinder 1, so you're just going to have a -1 to the next thing you try, and you also gain a corruption as the blade touches you and kind of sparks with an eerie light.
Alrighty.
they continue chanting, and he looks down at Snaggle, who's
sure he
dangling from
does.
his wrist. With his right hand, he reaches into his cloak and pulls forth a flintlock pistol.
Oh my.
And then he does something that he really should not be able to do. And begins releasing a barrage of flintlock pistol balls at everyone in the room that is not a cultist or strapped to a chair.
Oh.
And matter of fact, he saves the last shot for you,
Of course.
Snaggle. It's almost like he's ignoring you. And he looks down and smirks. Didn't forget about my little friend. So, I am going to need... No, I don't need anything. That's wrong. You are going to all gain 1 wound that bypasses up to 5.
Ow.
Which is maybe a new sensation for Rook as this lead ball punches through your armor like it's paper. And everyone will gain 2 corruption in addition to the 1 wound.
Dave, can I ask a question while we're marking all that?
Mm-hmm.
What does bonded mean?
Bonded?
Bonded. So, like, I have an ability, and it has, like, an extra effect if
Mhm.
bonded. Does that mean, like, literally, like, how my wrist is wrapped around the chain? Or is it, like, I'm, like, metaphysically, like, bonded to a character? Or what does that mean?
No. So bonded is just you can do that with. It gives you an advantage whenever you try and use the help action, like what we consider the help action.
Okay, gotcha.
You get an extra bonus.
Okay.
Like you're bonded to your crew.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Not that you're bound. You're not that you're bound.
Okay.
And then he just kind of flicks you aside. Snaggle. And continues to open the book. He's like leafing at the pages with his pistol.
Okay. I want to wait until Jezi goes because I don't think she's had a turn yet, but I am going to snarl and growl at him.
I have questions. Does
They have-
Snaggle look rough?
He always looks rough. What are you talking about?
Okay. But like out of the ordinary.
So he looks like if we were putting being hurt on a scale of 1 to 10, he's probably a 3.
Okay. I would like to use my telekinesis to try to snatch that book.
Yeah.
Okay.
3-way tug of war.
Um,
No, 2-way. She's taking my spot. I got tagged out forcibly.
so no doubles. 11 and 2. So 13.
Okay.
Which means I can grab anything I can move an object of 200 pounds or less.
Okay, give me a grit check.
Oh boy. All right. Pull that one up. Oh, I don't have any negatives. A 6.
Oh, 6 total?
Yes.
Well, good news is you gain XP.
Uh-huh.
Bad news is as you pull on the book with your mind, it pulls back, sending you flying through the air
God.
towards him, where he just backhands you with the pistol. For two wounds and 2 corruption.
Well, I tried to be cool.
You were still very cool. You just also got your ass beat like the rest of us.
I mean, it probably did look cool, but probably less so from your perspective.
Not on my end. So I have a question. If we level up mid-game, do we just go ahead and do it?
Yep, you can do it right away. Yep.
Excellent.
As soon as you have that 5 lovely XP, you can spend it on whatever you like.
So they continue chanting, and then he joins them as he opens to the page that he was looking for.
I know what thing I want to do next, if that's okay.
And Seraphe is kind of like on her butt at his feet. Go ahead, Snaggle, what do you want to do?
I want to...
There's no initiative. We go when you guys tell me you want to do something.
Okay. I want to pick the locks on his chains and just tear the gag out. Because I have claws, so I'm probably like the best suited for that. And then I want to like pick the locks.
All right, give me precision.
Okay, precision. Let's go. That's a +2, which I need. So 7.
So you pick the locks.
Okay.
And you'll get the chains off him. You're doing good up until the point where you go to grab the fungus that was been stuffed in his mouth to gag him. So yeah, you pull it away. But give me a grit check.
Okay. Is this that I have a thing that lets me use precision instead?
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah.
Okay, and is that the thing that I also get a +1 forward for my kobold thing, which is tenacious underdog, hold bearings?
Yes.
Okay, so I have +1, +2. Okay, I have Aether showing, but not corruption, but it is double 6s, and so that's 10 total from the yellow and green, plus 2 from my precision, plus 1 from the forward. That's 13.
Okay. So you're gonna gain talent twice, gain Aether once, and as you like yank it out, it's almost like you're playing tug of war with somebody and they let go. And it like flies at your face, like it's trying to like fly into your mouth now.
Okay.
But you kind of like duck.
Okay.
And it like goes past your head.
Oh man. If only I had been able to situate myself to make it hit the guy with the gun. But, okay. So Jeremiah is free?
He is free. He kind of slumps out of the chair, kind of exhausted from all the struggling he's been doing. And as he does, he's trying to like crawl away, but he's not in good shape.
So Snaggle says,
Rook carries! Rook carries!
I mean, I'll get him, but I thought I'd be trying to fight off the cultists.
Or Seraphine! Seraphine carries! With big brain!
Hold on, I have another plan real quick.
okay.
We gotta have a distraction.
Meanwhile, I am definitely like holding onto his like arm and like pulling as much as I can and doing nothing.
Okay. What is Seraphe going to try?
Does Lucian want to go first, or?
Sure. So I want to draw in as much Aether and assault one of these cultists.
Okay. Just so you know, the cultists are minions.
Yeah, but if we take one of them down, they no longer have 13.
You guys are already taken down one.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, then I will blast El Capitan then to try and shut him up. So how do I draw in more Aether and use that offensively?
You just tell me you're doing it, and you can burn 1 to 3 extra. But your Aether will go up by the same amount.
I will do 2, which will send me to the top. And I will do my Aethermantic Assault. Hopefully I roll well. That turns it into a 9.
Okay. So you made it. It's 10, not 11, right? Your meter. I'm sorry.
Yeah, my meter goes to 10. No, yeah.
Okay.
I filled it up to 10.
Okay.
So that would do 2 additional damage because I did two extra Aether. Is that the way that works?
2 additional.
All right, so that would do. So.
Is that a total of 3?
It's not all on one page, so I'm trying to get. All right. So yeah, it normally does 1 damage. I rolled a 9, so it doesn't bump it up. So that would do a total of 3 damage.
Okay.
Which for this guy, it does 1.
Well, it does, but not the way he's got less resistance to Aether than talent-based attacks.
Well, even better.
But that being said, Snaggle's attack was penetrating, so he was able to bypass some of it. Yeah, so you smack him into his chest, and he barely even flinches.
And then I have to make a will check.
Not yet. 1 more, and you do. Once you pop 10, past 10. Because you're still in the track once you go past the track.
Okay. All right. Oh, all right.
But with that, he returns fire with his pistol, doing 1 wound, bypassing up to 5 damage.
Yeah, I don't have any. Yeah, corruption on that too.
And let's see. No.
Okay.
But so everyone has been shot, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So, all right. Now I need a might check from everyone, or Will.
Well, turning that into Will. Made me crit with trip 5s.
Oh, nice.
That's wild. I got double 5s and talent showing with a 6.
So, you guys are rolling to resist ongoing. So,
Okay.
anyone who did not get a 7 or higher, wait a minute, is going to take 1, which bypasses any armor you got going on, unless you have a way to block corruption. Ted, you're gonna obviously gain 2 talent with your trip 5s. And you crit it, so that actually is going to end your ongoing.
Sweet.
And you can do a heroic move.
I don't have the sheet in front of me. Does one of them give a +1 forward?
There's a +1 forward to the whole crew. Heal
Yeah, I'll do
1
that.
wound from any crew member. Heal 1 insanity from a crew member. Remove 1 Aether tick from any crew member. Remove 1 corruption tick from any crew member.
I'll give everybody a +1 forward.
Okay. All right, Bobby, you said you got a 6.
I have talent showing. I have a total of 12.
Oh. Total of 12.
And I got
and
doubles.
talent
I got
showing.
double 5s.
Okay. So you are going to gain 3 talent, and you are also not going to suffer any of the ongoing.
What happens when
shake
we
it.
max talent?
When you max talent, you can perform a heroic move.
Okay, so does that mean I get 2 heroic moves if I crit and do that at the same time?
No. Heroic moves happen on triples,
Oh, okay,
Or-
gotcha.
or if you pop the meter with triples and success.
Okay. Crew members are other players, right?
Yes.
I want to grant the entire crew +1 forward as well.
You get that as well. Like, you're part of the crew.
Awesome.
Okay, so now we all have a +2.
Yeah.
Now you all have a +2. Rook, what did you get on your resist?
Oh, 9. Sorry. I was going to tell you, and then you said as long as you beat 7, you're fine, so I just left it alone.
All right. So you still have the ongoing happening, but you resist this this time. And Sarah Faye,
I have a 10.
a 10.
Can I use my new ability now?
Maybe what's your new ability? Yeah.
Okay. I already rolled it, so we're good. I am going to dominate the mind of 2 minions because I'm going to pay 3 talent.
Okay.
And I rolled an 11, but then I have +2 will, which makes it 13, plus the 2 forwards, which technically makes it a 15. Which means I can control the creature's actions on a 12 plus success. Command the creature's actions until the end of the scene.
What would you like them to do?
I would like them to reach for their daggers and go murder their master.
Okay. Well, they absolutely begin going to do that.
I'm gonna start going to the door.
Yeah. Why don't you make a check for me? It's just gonna be straight dice
Okay.
twice for them attacking.
Okay. twice. Straight dice. So all 3?
No, just the normal talent and Aether, but you roll 3.
Okay, 8. No doubles. 9. No doubles.
Okay. So they rush forward with their corrupted blades, and they lunge at the preacher. And the blades kind of stab into him. And then there's a pulse of energy. And as they withdraw the blades, the wounds that he'd already received heal. As that pulse of energy from the blades seems to get sucked into him. And when they put the blades in him and kind of take him out, it's almost like they dipped it in a glass of water or something. It didn't like stab him the way you're anticipating. Now, both Lucian and Snaggle at this point had assaulted him physically, one with ethermantic energy, the other with teeth. And when you did that, Snaggle, like you felt the resistance as if you just couldn't bite through. So whatever's happening with the blades is much, much different than what you experienced.
Okay. Oh dear.
I mean, they're more of a distraction for us to get out.
Yeah.
With Jeremiah than anything. So if the blades are ineffective, then I'm gonna have them like try to grab the gun and stuff like that.
But you rolled successful consequences, and he just headshots them both. Boom.
Oh.
That's so sad. My puppets.
And you're a front row seat. You're like right here, like you're like sitting in front of him as you wrest control of their minds and launch them at his minions at him, thinking you have the upper hand, and then you probably just got sprayed with the gore from their noggins.
I'm gonna need a lot of wine after this.
Do it to the next two.
Right? We'll just keep going. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, we're all trying to get away, right?
Are we?
Okay, I'm trying to get away with Jeremiah.
Yeah. So at this point, Snaggle and Jeremiah are at the door. The rest of the cultists, the other 10, are looking at Snaggle and Jeremiah.
I thought we already killed 2.
We killed one. The cult leader killed 2.
Yeah, okay. Jeez.
2 to 1 was a down.
Well, that's inconvenient, he says as he looks down at you, Seraphi. It's not going to do it all. Get up. And the 3 corpses begin to twitch and move.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm moving to the door.
When everybody's out, I have a thing I want to try to do. But it might be really stupid.
Alright, well, Seraphi moves to the door on the way out. You're at the door with Jeremiah, Rook, and Lucian.
I'm going to begin backpedaling. I mean, our goal was to get Jeremiah. Snaggle is called for, a fighting retreat. So I'll do so.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna agree with that. I was gonna go for a big hit, but it doesn't look like we're really making any progress on that. We already got, the mission mostly done. Head for the door. We're not out yet. Well, I don't know why you're laughing, or we're not out yet.
All right. Everyone, give me a grit check.
Oh boy.
Also,
You guys are
Dave,
kinda-
when we get max talent, does that go away again and it starts from 0 like the others, or no?
Yes.
Okay. Just checking. Oh, okay. Okay. Oh wait, no, that's the wrong one that I wanted high.
We need over 7, right?
I got exactly.
I've got a 9 with Aether showing.
Yeah. So, 7 and above is success with consequences.
I got 11 with doubles.
Wow.
11 with doubles, you're going to gain talent, and that's success. As he lets loose with another barrage, as you guys are kind of on your way out, and you're like ducking cultists as they're trying to grab you and keep you in. So, Jezi, you said 9?
No, Tate got a 9. I got a 10.
Oh, I had them backwards. Okay.
Oh, you had 11.
I had 11.
Don't listen to me.
I had the 9.
Okay. So you're gonna take a point as one of the cultists slices at you with their blade.
Okay. Any corruption with that?
Yeah, 1 point of corruption, and you have a -1 on the next thing you try.
All right.
Oh wait, we had the +2 forwards from all that, right?
Yeah, that would put it to.
So
That would put me at an 11.
I'm actually at a 9 then. So I got the 9.
Well then,
but-
Snaggle, you get the hinder 1 wound and a corruption.
No.
All right. But that does pop my ether track.
All right. It starts over and you get a sacrifice move.
So, does my rank go up because I am an Ethermancer? Is that only if I fail a check?
You're a rank. You are now rank 1.
And what is the sacrifice move?
All right. Sacrifice moves are, as a general rule of thumb,
Do you want me to send
they're
those to you,
bad for
Ted?
you but good for your crew. So you can protect, which is take another wound you take a wound from another player, so they lose 1, you gain 1. Inspire, you take a point of insanity from another player. Or bolster, you can give another player a +1 and you take a -1 forward.
I will take a wound from Snaggle.
Thank you. Also, Ted, I sent you that list on Discord,
Cool.
so you should have it.
Thank you.
You're
So you guys make it out of that chamber.
I
You
am
doing
shutting the
anything?
door and throwing a rock at it with telekinesis.
actually. I was gonna say, can I level up? And I would like to
Yes.
take a racial feature.
Okay.
I would like to take the Cobalt engineering feature, which allows me to sabotage things.
Okay.
But I think I don't know if I have to burn talent to do it though, because it says use your technical expertise to fix what's broken, or alternatively, I can burn 2 talent to sabotage. So I think that means I have to burn talent to sabotage. Is that right?
That is correct.
Okay. I don't want to make the lock better. So I think I'm still going to level up and take that, but I'm not going to be able to do anything with it right now.
Okay.
It's okay. I rolled a 13 with my bonuses, so I can throw a 500-pound rock, if there is one here, on the door.
Oh, you meant throw a boulder, not a rock.
Yeah.
Oh dear. See,
Unfortunately, there are no boulders, but what is your range?
see, I imagined Pebble. I thought Seraphine was David and Goliath.
No.
Not like trebucheting this.
It is medium range. I have
Okay.
no idea what that means.
That's fine. So the ranges are adjacent, close, short, and then medium. So you can telekinetically hold the door until you hit that medium range. So that will it'll buy you more time.
Okay. I guess that's good. I was hoping there'd be a really big rock.
Unfortunately, maybe on the surface world, yes, but not in
Not here.
just randomly in the works.
Is there like a cog or something?
There's tunnels, and also you probably wouldn't want to start pulling apart pieces of the city down here because they.
I mean, I am panicking. Yeah, they might be, but
And the second falling of Haven. How did it happen? But that being said,
Like you
but
could throw a rook.
yeah, but we want him to come with us.
Also the door opened in, so unless you could put something there that covers the whole thing.
Yeah, well, 500 pounds is a good bit.
It is definitely, it's a decent bit. When you get into like metal and stone, it's not as big as you think.
Still, we would hold a door. I
But that
promise.
being said, you telekinetically you're holding the door, and it's going to take them a bit to get it open.
Good.
It's going to slow them down, so you guys are able to run, and you're going to be able to make a couple turns, so you're out of line of sight to them.
So if we like start, hustling, are there any sounds of pursuit?
For a little bit, you hear sounds with the door, but then everything goes quiet.
Snaggle will tug on Seraphine's dress and say,
Friends take Jeremiah. Snaggle hopes Snaggle comes back.
and I'm gonna run off
Word.
and try to leave like a separate trail to hopefully like lead them astray if they're trying to follow us.
So I hear you say that. It's like, no, Snorgle, we're all going back together, and you're already taking off.
Didn't we
Yeah,
already do
'cause
this
you-
plan once before? When
Yeah.
the rats with wings chased them?
I swear that kobold's got a death wish. Come on, let's get Jeremiah back.
Let's see. What do I want to have you do?
I don't know. This isn't an ability, mind you. This is just doing weird shit.
No, I know. Give me a. Give me an awareness check.
Awareness. I have 2 for that. Ooh! Wow! Okay. 666. This is wild.
Shit.
This is wild! These dice are popping off. By the way, these are the Zoo Mafia dice. Because I haven't figured out the other ones yet.
Sure.
I don't think you need the other ones.
None of them are showing
Yeah.
anything, though, because they're all like the non
Regular sixes.
sixes, yeah. That's wild.
Well, that means you succeeded. Heroic move. That's a crit success. 2 talent. And which move would you like to do?
I would like to remove a wound from myself. Can I do that?
Yes, you can.
Alright. I'm less wounded. Yay.
All right, so the rest of you make it out of the tunnels and back into the dead ends. You do not seem to be pursued, as Snaggle is leading the cultists off on a merry chase. Give me your precision check for stealth.
Me?
Yes.
Oh boy. Alright, I'm theoretically good at this. Let's see, 5, 4, 1. So that is 9 plus precision, right?
Yes.
So plus 2, so 11. I am good at this.
Okay. So you're able to double back without them noticing you.
Whew.
And meet up with the rest of the crew.
Okay. So I will meet up with them, probably sneaking up on Lucien. And just when I am immediately behind him, just hold out my hand up high and say, "Magellan, please."
Oh, hello, Snarkle. Here you go.
Thank you. I saw cultists are now led astray.
Their lettuce tray? What?
Yes,
Did you shred them?
Snaggle wishes, but Snaggle has feeling that if Snaggle shredded
Oh.
cultists, they still stand up.
Oh, you said led astray,
Yes.
not lettuce tray.
No,
I
Snaggle
was-
does not like vegetables.
Wouldn't be the first one you tried to shred.
Yes, but that one did not get back up.
So as you guys kind of get Jeremiah out, they did not successfully do what they're trying to do, but he doesn't look good either. It looks
Are
like-
we able to get him any kind of like medical assistance? I mean, I could kind of use some myself, but
I can heal.
I've taken 5 damage.
Okay, so it doesn't have any limitation. It's more how I roll. So, I mean, how many times do you want me to do this?
Well, I mean, I don't. I mean, is healing the same options as in Zoomafia? We can, heal ourselves one. We can rest one away. Like,
Yep, but if you're down 5, you're gonna actually need healing to get rid of the ongoing.
5, 4, plus 2. Okay, so my first one's an 11.
Ooh.
how much does that
So,
heal?
I can heal 2. So if you would like 2, Lucian.
Absolutely.
Okay.
And,
Let's see
and
what
just
I
so
would-
everyone knows, Seraphe can keep doing this for as long as they want, but at a certain point,
if-
they risk taking wounds themselves. So
Correct.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm
I-
okay though. Somehow.
I'm good with that.
Woo.
If I can get rest, that'll take me down to just 1.
Okay, I got double 4s, a red 6 showing. So 4 and 4 plus 2 is 10. Okay, who else wants 2?
was that a special 6?
Yes.
All right, so
Is
you
that
gain-
corruption?
Yeah, you gain a corruption, and you also.
Excellent.
And what was the total?
10. So somebody
Okay.
gets 2.
All right, and you also got a talent.
Okay.
Anybody else injured?
For 2.
I am, but I'd rather have Jeremiah helped first. I was gonna
Okay.
actually ask if I could help with that.
So-
she's healing Jeremiah.
He's beat up, but the biggest problem with Jeremiah right now is the partial ritual that he's gone through.
Okay, so this is more like remove
Well-
curse problems than cure wounds problems.
So
Kill
I can also
Jeremiah, yeah.
cure insanity. I can do 1 wound and 1 insanity, or 2 of each.
Do we even know what's wrong with Jeremiah? No, I mean, obviously he went through a traumatic ritual, but like, do we know mechanically how that impacts him in the world? Like, is there a thing we need to do to help him?
He needs
Well-
a spa day.
You know
Don't we all?
that Sergeant Higgins was kind of the result of the completed ritual.
Mm-hmm.
So
Maybe we should take him to that scholar.
So he's probably going to need some kind of help. But I think that's a thing we're going to deal with next week.
Oh shit, we all got shot! And that was a bullet in the middle of the zombie. Oh, are we gonna turn into zombies now?
Yep.
I'm gonna take those 2 for myself if nobody does it. Does anybody want those 2 points before I forget about them?
Can it remove the bullet?
I don't. The bullet's not in us, right, Dave?
It went through.
Oh, okay.
He paused, so he's like,
Okay, I'll take 2 if you're just giving it out. So then I'm only at 1.
I rolled it and I took corruption, so somebody better take it.
Okay, thank you.
it'd be a
You're
waste
welcome.
of me to only have 1. So it'd be a waste.
Yeah.
Are we getting a rest at this point in time? I don't know what time of day it is.
Yeah, we are out of the scene. You guys are in the dead ends. I'm going to assume you're going back to headquarters,
All right.
precinct 31. So that's a good place for us to stop and come back to it next week. Thanks everyone for watching, and thank you guys for playing. Of course, as always, find links to everyone down in the description below. And hey, if you happen to be in the New Jersey area, the middle of March, end of March, there's a new convention going on, Concoction, and both me and Ted will be running games. If you want to join in our games, feel free to come check us out. This is like a companion convention to the page, which has been a lot of fun. This is going to be the first year for this con, so if you guys want to come hang out with me and Ted and have some fun rolling funny shaped dice, please do. And that is going to be May 29th to May 31st in Vineland, New Jersey. And